Transmission 10. The walk of life. The message that flows through these transmissions has one major purpose, and that is to assist you to remember yourself. It is only by self-remembrance that you will be able to become once again the being of light that you already are. Freedom is at hand now. Desire it. It is the time for self-empowerment of the correct kind, the empowerment of your light being, not of your self-centered ego. You are not an insignificant 9-to-5 body controlled by authority figures who grind your consciousness into what occupies the lowest station on this planet. You are considered by the astral entities as having an intelligence of such insignificance that it is easily controlled and manipulated to suit their changing needs. Stand up and say, no. Enough is enough. For that is what the human race must do if it is to become self-empowered, for the correct reason. Those miserable creatures who have sold their souls to the astral darkness and have infiltrated positions in government, religion, finance and security agencies, whereby they constantly manipulate all to the purpose of keeping you from the truth of your being, their time should be at an end. Remember how Raispearl attempted to manipulate you both, and used the method of instilling fear at every instance to attempt to gain control of your egos. You will now realize that these individuals, like Raispearl, work covertly and openly through all areas of life, instilling the rule and submission of the human ego to their advantage. As you turn away from all the fear created within you by such entities, they will be cast aside, powerless to act against the light flowing through you and humankind, and the earth itself. Your walk of life appears unique to you, or that is what you are led to believe. Is it unique to be downtrodden, to suffer indignities daily, to live in poverty, to continually desire wealth? You are told that you must atone for your sins, and such suffering is your lot. Christians are constantly reminded that Jesus died on the cross for them, and because they have not turned to him, they languish and suffer in this life, and nothing can change it. This keeps them well under control, for they cannot argue against such evidence. The same principle applies to everyone, whether belonging to any other religion or no ordered religion. You must turn your ego only to your light. In the light of your being none of the above exists, for it only has power over you because you believe it is right. Have you ever considered that if you stopped cowering to these entities, stopped making weapons, stopped destroying the earth just for a few paltry dollars a day, that you would not perish? Would not the earth provide the nourishment and needs for your body to exist and live healthily? You would feel the separation of the ego from the body consciousness and would lovingly direct light to the body and also through that, to the earth. And the earth would rejoice and reveal its nature to you, and you would live in harmony and would experience the progression to a body which would be totally different from this one, which would gain nourishment from the clean atmosphere and its mother sun. All this is possible, and it is uniquely yours. Your freedom does not lie in the hands of others. You have the freedom to choose this, and it will be so easy, for all you need is to desire it. You are already one light. One light awakens and in a revolution within the human race, one that will free humankind from all astral bureaucratic control. Freedom does not come from wealth creation. Wealth creation is held by the astral entities before everyone in the human race as the ultimate need. They say that you will live longer, so you must now save for the future, for this will give you freedom. This allows them to accumulate massive amounts of money, which they use to further their pet project, the development of technology that will allow them to move into outer space, thus extending their influence to other planets in the galaxy. There is not much left for you at the end of the day, for they can reduce the value of your wealth at the push of a computer button. One light, which moves through the third dimension and earth, expands the light and power of the light. Nothing is insignificant in the light, for the essence of creation radiates light and purpose outwardly. You are important, because you are of the light. Every blade of grass and every grain of sand is equally important, as they too are of the light. You find it difficult to feel this importance and oneness in the light, for you tend to think you are greater than all other parts of the creation. The illusion attempts to impress on your ego that you are equal to the light. Once you do this, you turn your face away from all light and allow your consciousness to be sucked into the astral hole of decaying light. In forgetting who you are, you also have forgotten how you felt when you were a child. You have forgotten those feelings of freedom that allowed you just to be, allowing all things to exist around you, being without fear, not sensing danger, and living in love of the earth and its beautiful nature. It was not until your parents, school teachers and religious teachings deadened all sense of freedom, as they led your consciousness into the real world in the illusion of the senses, that you lost this experience of freedom. Then it did not take long for this to occur, for within a few years you were subjecting yourself to the illusion in the fear of punishment, for the punishment factor runs through the illusion as a means of control. It is only this which holds the human race in bondage to their masters. However, such control is what creates violence in the world, because control creates suppressed beings who are ready to explode at any given moment. Some people have what is termed the shorter fuse, and blow quickly and create damage to life and property. The desire for freedom constantly burns in the hearts of humankind, and these transmissions will fan the flames to freedom within. You too were instantly touched with the depth and meaning of the original transmissions, and it quickly awakened you to understand all that was controlling your desires and actions. Inwardly you are feeling the breaking down of the burdens you have been carrying for many lives. You have sensed the inward rush of the light, for the door is now open in your consciousness. There is no fear attached to this opening, for you have nothing to lose except the illusion, which you have considered important and real. Now you must send this message out into the suffering world of humankind, for the vortex is moving through the ethers, impelling many more to be with the light. Do you want to move your consciousness into the fourth dimension and still retain your ego consciousness and its attachment to its earth body? Can you, in your wildest dreams, even begin to imagine what this will mean? It is the beginning of interdimensional freedom. It is the cry within your heart to go home. You have toiled long enough. You should, by now, have learned your lessons of suffering, for nothing is in vain, and you can quickly move back to your light. Your atonement is at hand. It is not difficult. It will not take years of deprivation, as was proposed by the mystical and religious orders of the Middle Ages. You need not deny or humiliate your body, for it is not bad or lacking in any way. Do not deny your body, for by giving it light and love you will move back to one light and freedom. One light may only be a thought away. In your walk of life, it is important that you recognize the necessity of caring for your body. For if you are expressing light, you need to make sure that it is received in its totality. If you care for your body, you will also care for the earth. Illness is only a part of the illusion of the astrals, for illness works with the illusion in creating disease and destruction to the body, increasing your separation from the light. When the body breaks down at a more rapid rate than nature intended, you begin to experience pain and depression. Your ego moves into a desperate frequency and expresses fear about the possible consequences, for it is so attached that it believes that it is the body. You must recognize that all illness is motivated through the illusion. Many of the desires effective in the illusion work to create destructive patterns to the body. Many of the so-called pleasures of life are fabrications, and are destructive frequencies that break down and destroy tissues and cells. The astrals and their entities plant in human consciousness, through the illusion, the lust of greed, which runs rampant throughout all societies on the face of the earth, developing a highly toxic and chemical environment that has a backlash on the integrity of the body and its function. In order to appreciate how the health of the body is maintained on a light level, we will discuss the subject of morphogenesis.